So first of all, it asks us for an entry page. It says visiting slash wiki slash title, where title is the title of an encyclopedia entry, should render a page that displays the contents of that encyclopedia entry. The viewer should get the content of the encyclopedia entry by calling the appropriate util function. If an entry is requested that does not exist, the user should be presented with an error page indicating that the requested page was not found. So let's say we type in here an entry that does not exist. Let's say Harvard, for example. We render an error page, meaning this entry does not exist. If the entry does exist, the user should be presented with a page that displays the contents of the entry. So if we come here and we search an entry, for example, CSS, we're given the contents of CSS. On the index page, it says update index.html such that instead of merely listing the names of all pages in the encyclopedia, user can click on an entry name to be taken directly to that entry page. So on our index page, if we just click on, say for instance, CSS, we're taken to that page. Works for every other one as well. Search. Allow the user to type a query into the search box in the sidebar to search for an encyclopedia entry. If the query matches the name of an encyclopedia entry, the user should be redirected to the entries page. So say for instance, we type in CSS, we're redirected to the CSS page. If the query does not match the name of an encyclopedia entry, the user should instead be taken to a search results page that displays a list of all encyclopedia entries that have the query as a substring. So say for instance, we typed in something like pi. We're given a page that lists all other entries that match, the query that we typed in. It'll work as well for other types of, queries. And then clicking on any of the entry names on the search results page should take the user to that entries page. Yep, and it works as well. We're taken to that page. New page. Clicking create new page in the sidebar should take the user to a page where they can create a new encyclopedia entry. So we come here, new page, and users should be able to enter a title for the page. Users should be able to click a button to save the new page. When the page is saved, if an encyclopedia entry already exists with a provided title, the user should be presented with an error message. Otherwise, the encyclopedia entry should be saved to disk and the user should be taken to the new entries page. So let's say we create a new page here called CSS, bearing in mind that CSS already exists. We give it a title and, we write some content query, for example. If we click create, entry page exists, try something different. So that renders a error page. But if we come here and we type in something like, let's say Harvard, and we give it a title, Harvard, say CS50, and we click create page, we have a new page called CS50. The edit page. On each entry page, the user should be able to click a link to be taken to a page where the user can edit the entry's markdown content in a text area. The text area should be pre-populated with the existing markdown content of the page. That is, the existing content should be the initial value of the text area. The user should be able to click a button to save the changes made to the entry, and once the entry is saved, the user should be redirected to that entries page. So if we edit this page that we just created, and let's say CS50 is awesome, we're just making a few changes here, and we click create, we see that the changes have been saved right there. And then the next thing it says is random page. Clicking random page in the sidebar should take user to a random encyclopedia entry. So right here on the sidebar, we click random page, we're taken to a random encyclopedia entry. If we click it again, we're taken to a different one. If we click it again, we're taken to a different one. And Markdown to HTML conversion. On each entries page, any Markdown content in the entry file should be converted to HTML before being displayed to the user. So, like I showed right here, if we go hello, for example, and we put some Markdown contents here and we call this hello world, and we just put some variable contents here, which is called say variable. When we click create, the hello world markdown is converted to HTML. And that is the end of this project.